Welcome again to another video. I'm shouting a bit because I'm stood under the M65 where it's got all netting in to stop pigeons, but it hasn't stopped them because they've gone round it. So near the M65, and it's like a brilliant place. So, well, you know, fucking brilliant. It's not Las Vegas, is it? What am I saying? You know what I mean? Okay. So, M65. Here's the a pub called the Golden Cup. Now this is a very commonly mispronounced word called, the brewery there is called Thwaites, right? With a TH, Thwaites. And I've heard it pronounced in all sorts of different ways. Look at that fucking finger on everything. Anyway, some people say it's a Thwaites house. Thwaites. Now, can they not say Thwaites with a TH? Because if you're doing a TH, you're supposed to put your tongue between your top teeth and the bottom. Thwaites. Thwaites. Not Thwaites, you twait. Thwaites. Fucking noisy under here, of course. That would be noisy under the M65. Imagine the pollution living over there, like you're fucking breathing all this overspill air. Oh, it's gone quiet now. Now I feel the twait. So yeah, Thwaites. It's a Thwaites house. No, it's a Thwaites house. It's quite a complicated word to say, but if you're English, you should be able to get your tongue round English words. Thwaites. Or even worse, when some people can't say the TW, they say F instead. F as in Freddy. So they'll say Thwaites. Thwaites with an F. Thwaites. Lack of education, this, of course, that's what it is. That's what it boils down to. Thwaites. Thwaites. In fact, it sounds the same when I say it. You'd have to see my mouth to know what I'm talking about. Let's have a look at this. This looks glamorous, doesn't it? What's this? Darwin Vale High School. Unlocking potential for extraordinary achievement. That's what I need. Unlocking potential for extraordinary achievement. That's what I should have been looking at when I was a child, and there is this Darwin school. So my school was a shithole, though. You know what I mean? We didn't get taught how to pronounce words like Thwaites. We were fucking beaten, actually. You know, I mean, I wasn't, because I was a bit of a teacher's pet. I was below the radar. The Buddha of Blackpool doesn't get beaten, you know what I mean? But teachers at my school were brutal. In fact, my school was bad in the 70s and 80s when I was growing up, but it was a feature on a television programme called Britain's Worst Schools. I was about that for fucking pride. Britain's Worst Schools. And yeah, well, there you go. That says it all, doesn't it? It's a wonder I can say Thwaites without fucking bursting into tears at the thought of the caning I might have had. Teachers were brutal in those days, though, you know what I mean? They didn't piss around like today, you know what I mean? Fucking understanding everyone and listening, you know, there was none of that in the 70s and 80s. They used to kick you up the arse and throw a fucking board rubber at your head. Yeah, there was one teacher, I mean, I won't mention names, I think the fucker's still alive. It was brutal. He used to take the piss out of poor kids. And I was poor then. I mean, I've got like 20 quid now, so I'm doing alright, but so I used to take the piss, and it'd be like saying, you children in here, You probably all live in a terraced house because you're poor. And I'd like gulp, you know what I mean? No one had fucking said it. I mean, it was the truth, but you didn't want to hear it coming from a teacher, so it was hardly an aspirational school. I think you were lucky to get out of there without going to Borstal, you know. Fucking hell. There's a bit of bullying going on, you know. Not so much to me, actually. Like I say, I sail below the radar a lot of the time. And I liked school. It was alright. It was alright for me. I got the most out of it because I had the right attitude, but a lot of kids suffered with it, really. Bit of a shithole. And if you're wondering what the name was, it was Stamford High School in Ashton-under-Lyne, Manchester. Or as they say there, Manchester. Actually, they don't say Manchester in Ashton-under-Lyne. They say Ashton-under-Lyne. I always say that the Ashton-under-Lyne accent, if a teddy bear could speak, it would speak like someone from Ashton. So a little bit, I don't want to sound insulting, but a little bit gormless, you know what I mean? Are you familiar with that word, gormless, without gorm? You know, so like, there's a bit of a whine to it. Yeah, right. Everything's got a whine in it. Whereas when you get towards Droylsden, which is halfway between Manchester and Ashton, then the Manchester accent comes in, which you'll be familiar with from the Gallagher brothers. So it's like Manchester, you alright, mate? Manchester, you alright? Maybe a rolling gar can come in there, not the Rotticar of Blackburn, but a rolling gar. There's a legendary M65. Someone once said in London to me, "Oi mate, what's the best thing to come out of fucking Manchester?" And I said, "I don't know, what is it?" And he said, "Fucking M6.